Graduated from University of Oklahoma during that time. Retired.
Okay.
Went on to be a high school teacher.
Okay.
And a college professor, where I
Wow.
taught communications. From there, I went on to be the Director for Health and Human Services for the county, and enjoyed working health issues there.
Okay.
And following there, after 4 years, I went on to be the President and CEO for the Chamber of Commerce.
Ooh.
So there we focused on building businesses and helping our businesses to thrive in a bad economy.
Okay.
And at the same time to learn the strategies for moving forward.
Great.
And now I'm the chairman of the board for Sweet Magazine.
Fantastic. You've been doing some things, Doc. You've been definitely doing some things.
Thank you. Been busy.
Yeah.
Well, Doc, I know you and I go back a ways, and if you could tell us about, as far as the youth are concerned, and the National Honor Society that you help found, and you sit on the board there. Tell our audience about that, if you would.
Well, back in 2000, we had an opportunity to take a trip to Hampton University. And upon invitation, we accepted. And the reason was to go down to Hampton and participate in a convocation for the Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois National Honor Society.
Wow.
On the way back, a senior young lady tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Why can't we bring that program to our school?" And I thought about it for a minute, and I went back and talked to the principal, and lo and behold, we brought it back to Crossland High School.
Great, great.
The good thing about it is open to students who have a 3.0 grade point average versus a 3.5 GPA. And by doing that, you're allowing more students to come into the program who might not otherwise be able to compete under the National Honor Society. The good thing about that is this, that when they get ready to apply for college, then they have an opportunity to put that on their application.
That's wonderful.
And the first 3 years that we had of the program, 100% of our seniors were accepted to somebody's college.
Wow,
Okay.
that's fantastic.
So we moved forward with the idea that Dr. Du Bois put out there when he said, we must prepare the future generation to take our place. And that's what they're doing at the Honor Society.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Great.
It's wonderful.
All right. Well, Dr. Dula, just listening to your introduction, it's very apparent that you're never sitting still, never standing still.
I try not to.
So my question to you is, what is your current project you have at the moment?
Well, at the moment, we, you know, the county is a very progressive county. We're moving forward in many ways, not only from a business standpoint, not only from trying to connect and to be a community of one, but we're also looking for ways that we can continuously improve. Our current project is just perfect for who we are as a county, and that is to bring the National Urban League to Prince George's County.
Oh, great. Great.
We have formed a steering committee.
Okay.
The steering committee is very active in planning and very active in community involvement, because we want to let the people know that the National Urban League is a unifying factor so that we can bring businesses together, communities together,
That's
and
right.
people together.
We agree.
And
That's right.
so we think if we can do this and get the National Urban League here, then not only will we come together and build together, but we'll also help those that need help.
That's right.
A lot of people don't know that the National Urban League is the oldest civil rights organization in America. Started in 1910. And during the Great Depression, they fed the hungry, they clothed the naked, and they helped with education, as well as immigration reform, because they helped immigrants find jobs.
Wow.
So we want that here in Prince George's County.
Doc, I think that's explosive. That's explosive. That's exactly what we need here, and something that could unite us, and so that we can come together as a collective group of businesses coming together, supporting one another. I think that's a fantastic opportunity, Doc.
Exactly. Well, tell me, Dr. Dula, what type of business advice you can give to the county, to the businesses?
Well, as the former president and CEO for the Chamber of Commerce, I can tell you this. Many of our businesses are very worried right now on how to survive during the economic downturn. This is a tough time, toughest time since the 1930s and the Great Depression.
Right.
My advice to them is to first of all plan with reality in mind. Okay, this is not a time to really stick your neck out on the line and think that things are going to be okay.
Right.
Plan. You know, I found out that many of our small companies did not have a strategic plan in place.
That's right.
And those that did had not revised it in 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And your strategic plan has to be flexible.
Okay.
In addition to that, many did not have capability statements. So when I asked, what are your capabilities, they could not tell me.
Wow.
So if you don't know what your capabilities are as a business, how am I supposed to know?
Right.
Okay, and oftentimes when you apply for contracts,
That's first.
that's the first thing they ask
That's
for.
right, that's
Give me a
right.
copy of your capability statement.
That's right.
So for businesses today, I would say there's probably 3 or 4 things you need to do. Make sure that your plan is up to date. Make sure you have a capabilities statement. Make sure that you're networking. Mr. Logan and I were talking about this, that you're networking every opportunity you have. And also take a look at your state and find out what certifications are needed. Because oftentimes we're left out because we have not received our appropriate certifications
That's
like
right.
the MBEs,
That's right.
Minority Business
That's right.
Enterprise certifications.
That's right.
So if they do those things and they seek out a consultant that can really, really help them move forward, then they're on the right road.
Great, great. Fantastic, fantastic. I think that's very vital right now in our society. And Doc, also I think that you're working on a wonderful magazine, Sweet Magazine. Tell us something about the magazine, Doc.
We're very proud of Sweet Magazine. When Sweet first came about, I was working in the county exec's office as a Health and Human Services, and the idea was presented.
Okay.
We loved the idea from day one. It's been around now 5 years, and the purpose of Sweet Magazine is to be a lifestyles type magazine.
Okay.
In other words, it connects with our people, it connects with our communities, it connects with our business world, our interfaith communities, and it really tells the story of Prince George's County.
Wow.
Okay?
Great.
And in doing so, not only has it grown in popularity, but it's grown in influence because it is the voice. And we want to extend that voice over the next 5 years. And we also want to make sure that we're touching all ethnic groups, making sure we are diverse, and we have set our sights on that, and we're going to do it.
Well, that is great. Doc, you are doing a marvelous job, doing some great things in the community. That's exciting to know that there's a magazine that's representing the people, and they're sharing and helping and assisting, finding out what the people's needs are, and then dispersing and depositing knowledge and information. And those are the kind of things that we need. Information is power. We always share that motivation and inspiration is great, but until you acquire an interpretation that allows a transformation, you won't see any elevation. And it sounds like the things that you're doing, not only out there doing things with the young people and adults motivating, but sharing principles that allow people to take action, like with most of the things that you're doing. Not only that you're doing things, you've done things with the chamber, but things with the magazine and things to try to bring people together as a unit, as one body, to really help and take us to another level. And you need to be saluted for that, Doc. You're doing some great things within the community. And as a listening audience, as you see and hear some of the great things that Doc is doing out there, Doc, maybe you can give us, maybe you can give the audience maybe some way to get in contact with you, maybe an email address or something. Is it some form of information you can give to the listening audience?
Yes, I would refer our website.
Okay.
Go to www.pgsuite.com. That's www.pgsuite.com. Or they could call our main office at 301-858-6988. We'd love to hear from anybody that's curious to learn about Prince George's County, about Sweet Magazine, and to interact with one of our programs.
Fantastic, fantastic. I mean, this economy has so many people puzzled, and we're turning from left and right, and so many people are in panic mode. Like we said earlier, champions don't panic. But all that Doc has shared, a lot of it is about education, about education and about knowledge. That education is paramount.